Hello, lovely people. How are you today? I'm just going to bring this up. You know my ritual every time I do a live. Oh, it's not even showing up. Let's have a look. There we are. Okay. Ooh, we got lots of people on. I'll just get to see who's joining here in the morning. Good morning, our angel. How are you? One more and I'll be right there. I really should have an assistant doing this, you know. I, for some reason, have managed to get a little bit nasally. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it is just allergies. I think it's allergies. Okay, let's get the show on the road. So excited. Let's have a look. Hello, Dali. I just was talking to you, FaceTiming you. Hello, Paul. How are you? Congratulations, counsellor. So proud. Excellent news. Congratulations. Hello, Min. Hi, Kirsty. Was just talking to you too. Hi, Liz. Was just talking to you too. All these people that I've been talking to this morning. Oh, I'm so excited. About the new release. What can I say? I've got actually 2 workshops going for Timeless. I've got a workshop going for Timeless and I've got a workshop going for this. But I can't show them because they're not fully completed yet. Maybe I can sneak a corner of one of the workshops. Let me see if I can sneak it in and you can see it. This has got a nice light bulb on it. I'm hiding that part because I haven't finished that part, but look at that. It's using the Stamperial molds. It's a little suitcase. So that's one of the upcoming workshops. And let's see if I can sneak in. Look, this is me in my little workshop. And there's another sneak in of the Timeless project. Ooh. So those aren't completed. They're semi-completed. And just before I start this, if you missed Crafting with All Brands, this is what I did live. So do check it out. And Dali and I did a YouTube C-Hop video. If you didn't check it out, do check it out and subscribe to our channel. But I'm excited for all the new workshops coming up. We have one this weekend, so an invite has been sent to everybody so that they can do the prep work, so that we're ready to go on Sunday, I believe. So without further ado, Dali has been busy, as you can imagine. Hi Lynette, hi Pat, hi Ida. She's been busy, and you know she loves her designing, but blue is a color that I'm very drawn to, and like Dali likes the green, I'm more of a bluey person. You know, like sapphires and things like that. So blue is my color. So this is the new A3 pad. I wish my phone, I could put it up higher so you could see. Oh yes, our angel, yeah, let Dali know if there's anything. Hi Kavita, or me, doesn't matter. So again, this is the A3, so it's about 30 by 42 centimeters. I love opening these. Mine's all cut up and sitting on the table because I've been working on the workshops. Unfortunately, what happened was my poor mom ended up in the hospital. Our mom ended up in the hospital on the weekend. Poor love has shingles, so me and my sister have kind of been given around the clock care. Poor love. So really, my sample should have been finished. So this is industrial denim, 21 designs, double-sided, acid-free, 200 GSM, and you know the quality of our papers right now, what they're like. They're superior quality. but the colors in this are just to die for. I love this on so many levels because it is truly industrial. It's got circuits in it, it's got light bulbs, and it's got woman power in it. So the really nice thing about this pad is you got lots of shades of blue that work well together. So can you see all the numbers and everything? Oh, just imagine doing a big journal or a album for a guy. But this is what I'm talking about. When Dali designs, I'm telling you, that girl, look at this. I'm just so excited about it, I've lost my breath. Look, when you go to the eye doctor, we got barcodes. Oh, these are just so beautiful. Circuits. Here, eye codes. We've designed so that we have the tags ready to go right here for you too. The colors in this, oh, what can I say? Ready to cut out. Big circuit board for a big canvas. And look at this one. Can you imagine cutting these letters out too? And then there's numbers down the side. There's a birdie at the bottom. Again, ready to be torn out and to be used. Dali, I'm going to let you can look at the questions. I'm too excited looking at the pad. And here's our girl power. Look at this lady. And if you remember, we had said when we started re-releasing back in January that our stamps would always be very flexible in which pads you could use them with. So this stamp we've already we have released. Right, Dali? I'm positive. I'm checking now. I'm positive we have that stamp. There she is. She's right there. So if you already have this collection from our last or the one before release, then you will already have this from the Create Ink Art one. So she's right there. So again, everything is interchangeable and usable. And I love this brown because brown works really well with these colors. And here's those light bulbs. All that detail in the back. And here we go for all you card makers or concertina makers. Here's all the fun stuff right here. And I don't know why this blue, I'm really love this blue. This is the best shade of blue for me. This is truly mixed media gone to a different level. Dali knows I love this so much. Here's all the light bulbs. These are the ones that I actually used in my journal that I'm doing today. They're also used on my new project. Let's keep going. So many elements, so many elements. These are just absolutely stunning, the level of graphic design that's gone into this. Another favorite of mine. Just love this birdie with the hat and the key in its back. More light bulbs. I see myself working with this birdie. I love the size of this one. I love, love, love. Now this one here fits right onto a 12 by 12 canvas. I was doing my measurements when I was deciding what kind of workshop to do. So again, lots of elements. And here's some more cards. So these are more plainer. So these are great if you're doing an album or a little brag book. Jigsaw puzzles. Oh, just love, love. Who would have thought the eye doctor would have made it into, I don't know what you call this thing. You know, when you go and you have to put a paddle over your eye. Colors, just fantastic. We even got hexagons and circles in there, ready to cut. And see, you've got a lot of paper that you can use where if you want to put photos on it for an album page. lots of circles there. I think it's the color palette that I really like. There's birdie, more little baby light bulbs, even some ovals to use with your nesting dies, and of course more girl power right here. Sorry, Paul. And more little elements there, everything for you to use. Another 12 by 12 there. So I did that pretty quick, or in my mind I did it pretty quick, but you'll have to get it to really appreciate it. But how gorgeous is that? Okay, let me put this aside and let me show you the rice papers. So this one actually has a touch of red in it. We actually, Deli had designed these, and I thought they worked really well with this book if you want to take it up to another level. And I've done that with the journal page. I've introduced this kind of rusty color. So I just love these buildings. You've seen me do stuff with these buildings in my Facebook lives. So this one and this one are very similar in their tones. It's just absolutely beautiful. With this one, so here we go. This is for the industrial right here. So these are all A4. And this is the one I'm going to be working with today. I haven't done a journal page in forever. I think the last time I did a journal page was when Dali was here, so that will be fun. So these really, really lend themselves well to the book because they're from the book. Okay, so moving on, because it's an A3, we have 2 stencils thanks to Hobbylicious for doing these. They take Dali's designs and then they create a stencil, I believe. Industrial. So this is everything that pad is, industrial. Yes, the rice papers are like fabric, Dali. I just love them. So lots of things then, now, time, measurements, industrial, all kinds of fun stuff. And then, look at this one. I didn't use this one yet. I think Dali has though, because she sent it to me and I can see white stuff on it. That would be traces of Dali. She must have done something with it. And that is the industrial time or industrial clock. I don't know. So that is that. And then, oh my goodness. Actually, I'm going to work with the stamps today. This is stamp 1. It's called Industrial Bulb. It is truly a mixed media stamp. I can't wait to work with it today and show you how beautiful it is. And then we have Industrial Circuit. And this is called a nice little stamps to use. Okay, so I will show you. I'm going to keep these 2 out because I'm going to use them. I'll put these 2 stamps away because they're the new ones. I made a very simple card using the stamps for a guy. It could be a girl too, but you could do it on any color you wanted. But how slick is that? So I stamped in the background and re-stamped on another piece, and I basically shadowed the stamp by putting pop dots behind an exact same stamped piece, if that makes sense. But isn't that just so nice? And it's quite a big card. And then because you guys know what I'm like, I like to do cards from the books. I very rarely do cards where I'm stamping. So I really wanted to have fun with this. And then this is totally different. This is like totally colorful, done with distress oxides, and it's using the light bulb there. And I just love this card. I love the brightness and everything to it. So 2 totally different cards. That's using the one stamp set and that's using the other one. That's why you need both, right? And that's it. That's it for the samples. And the only other sample that I did, I know Jill's been posting, and I know, sorry Liz, I know you've got some stuff coming up too for Timeless. But I did play with Timeless too, with the stamp set. And this was a card that I came up with. again, I didn't actually use, thank you so much, Lynette. Again, I didn't actually use the paper pad to make a card. I actually used the stamp set and played around. But I just love this. This is using Distress Oxides. Look at that stamp, just beautiful. So that's timeless. But I wanted to show that. Thanks, Deli. Thanks, everyone. I wanted to show that. Okay, so let's move on to today. And like I said, we've been kind of looking after Mum. So today, I'm kind of organized. I actually did this late last night. I was sending Dali pictures a little bit earlier, and then I didn't quite get it done. This has got to be like the easiest journal page I've done. These are just my practice journal pages in there. So I haven't done a journal page forever, and the details in this and the texture in this is just really, really nice. So this is what I'm gonna kind of create today. I might actually show you and do some different stamping with the light bulbs, just to show you that you can do different things. But this is just a really, really simple layout, because the rice paper kind of speaks on its own. It's really nice, quite yummy. Okay, so let's go ahead and try and create that. Let me take my show and tell thingy-majigger. I've had too much tea or coffee this morning. I don't know which one. So this is one of our digital papers. I was doing this when Dali was here with our stamps and things like that, and then I don't know, I haven't really played around with it very much. So today let's go ahead and play around with it. It's just a reading book, to be honest with you. So this is how much I'm not organized today. Everything is dumped in a big box. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is let's just glue down a couple of these pages, because I like the pages to be thick, not so thin. Because we're not doing too much to this page, we could have actually left it thin, but I'm gonna, because we're not really throwing too much paints on it. And I just find that doing journal pages allows me to practice techniques. For instance, what I'm doing today, I can just imagine doing that on a canvas, and I think it would be really nice. In fact, I might do it on a canvas because I really enjoy doing it. Some of these are already stuck. Okay, so we'll do a couple on the other side. This one time I was doing a workshop in Prince George, and they had to cut out, it was like a secret book. Dali had taught the class, and then I had taught it after she had left. This was about probably 4 years ago, to be honest, when she was here. And I was teaching the class, and I'd picked up all these books from the pound shop, not realizing really what the content was. Nothing was really on the front. They had the worst C and F words in the book where they were cutting the squares out of. Thank God everybody was okay with it. I was mortified. So be careful when you go to the pound shop and pick up books. They might seem harmless, but they have some very, very bad, naughty words in them. Okay, I'm just using like regular glue here that a friend of mine got for me from Chilliwack. Thank you, Miss Wendy. Okay, my hand is still sore, to be honest. I just don't understand why it's not getting better. Okay, so that was simple enough. Here's a rice paper. Got so much stuff stuck in my little basket today. Okay, what do I need? So we're just going to go for our matte medium here. Decoupage varnish. Let me see if I can do something with this side here. I'm just gonna, oh, that didn't work. That's not working. Maybe I need a bigger one. Are you guys laughing at me yet? I don't want like a super big one. Okay. So I'm just gonna see whereabouts I want this. I'm gonna do it quite similar to what I've done because I don't know, I really like this. So that's my practice journal where I do practice. This is my actual journal. That's why I have two journals, if you're wondering. Or my, I like to call them my practice piece because this is where you can come and practice anything. Oh, thank you, IoT. So I'm just going to come in. I really didn't really cut this paper up, to be honest with you, too much. Like I didn't do it with where I took the water to the brush and then onto the paper, because I liked the image as it was. When Dali designed them, she kept it quite busy and organized, so there was no chopping up for me. Let's come and put that down. It's too high. Okay. Now I am going to, I know I just said this, but I am here going to do a jagged pull because I don't want a distinctive line to go down here. But while I'm doing that, I'm just going to come over. I know Dali likes to use the textile decoupage on these because our rice papers are so much like fabric, but I haven't used it, but either or works. See, I really didn't even have to do much to make this journal page because it was just so pretty already. Or very mixed media, should I say. I'm not even looking at the comments, they've been very bad. I'm so concentrated on this today. So anybody who's doing the workshop this morning, I think I mentioned it, your invites have gone out. Please make sure they should be in your notifications. Your invites to the Create Ink Art Workshop. Look in your notifications. The group is called Create Ink Art Moments Online Workshop. You'll have some prep to do. And the video will always be available so you can sign up. Now, because of the size of my book, I'm going to need every single bit of this rice paper. So I have to make sure that I keep it. No waste, not want, not for this one today. I'm doing Dali special today, you will see. I'm just going for it. I'm just going for it, you can see. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a dry so I can take off the edges at the bottom, okay? I don't know if you can tell, one of the nice things about sometimes, even though our rice papers are quite thick, you can still see the writing underneath coming through, which is really, really nice. So I'm just going to take a, what is this, sanding block, and I'm just going to, just like this, sand off the edges so I have a rough edge. But when you take a sanding block, it's really, really easy because the paper just comes off just like this, okay? Now don't worry, I'm doing it quite rough because I want some of these white areas to show. So I'm even going to do a little bit where it's already flush because I just want it to have that kind of tone effect, like a rough edge opposed to a nice edge. It just gives it that different kind of look. Help if I had a new sanding block here. Yes, but I can imagine this technique on a canvas. I think it would just look lovely. Just love the quality of this rice paper. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut off this excess right here. Like I'm telling you, I needed the whole page to cover my book, which means my book must be an A3, I mean an A4. Okay, so let's just take that out of there for a while. And I notice I've got a little bit missing here. So if I wanted to, I could just take a little piece and tuck it in there, just like that. I do like that little white piece adds to it, but let's just keep it like this. Okay, so we're just gonna put this down now. I'm going to be working with stone paste. I know Dali loves working with stone paste, and I haven't really worked with it a lot, in all honesty. So today will be nice to actually use it. I'm going to make it flush on one side, so I'm only taking it off on the bottom there. If you ever get bubbles or anything like that, just massage them out once you put the decoupage medium on it, so it's easy like this to smooth it out. But you see, you can't really tell where you've actually joined this all up together. So we're just going to give this one a dry, then we're done with our, oopsie daisy, that's way too much. Then we're done with our decoupaging. We'll rough up the edges again. Bad, there's so much there. Okay, let's dry that. So I have a little bit of a piece left, not much. Okay, let's give this a dry. just didn't want to cover it once I had my page like this. I just wanted to actually write on it yesterday, but I thought I better do something with it. Okay, just gonna rough up the edges on here too. So any pieces you got missing, like I said, don't worry about it. They'll just add to the final texture. I'm just doing this just to rough up my edges, not to take the paper actually off. I want to give it that distressed look on the sides. Okay, so I think everything is pretty much stuck down. So we'll put the decoupage matte medium away, put the brush in the water. Okay, so let's, with the stencil, it was so easy to use it because it was just easy to use. I don't know a reason. So I'm going to be using stone paste for this. Using the terracotta. I was going to use a graphite one, but I wanted to use this one because remember I was showing the rice papers earlier, how they have that reddish rusty tone. This really goes well with her hair there. So I wanted to bring that out. So let's have a look. Do I have a palette knife here? Yes, I do. Okay. So this has lots of different things on it. It's got the industrial, the numbers, this cog here, time, then, now. It's entirely up to you. The nice thing about, I'm just going to see how tacky this is. It's tacky enough. I sprayed it. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. I'd sprayed it with adhesive the other day. Lost what I was going to say there. My stone paste was getting a little bit thick, so last night I put a little bit of water in it, and it just brought it right back to life. So if you have that problem where it's gotten a little bit hard, because the stone paste does get a little bit hard, just put a couple of drops of water in it the night before, and then you'll get it back to the same consistency as what it was originally. It's basically when air gets to it that it does that. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's just stencil. Now I'm not worried where I get extra because it's going to add to the look. See how clear and crisp that is? That's just beautiful. And now all of a sudden I've got a nasally. I think it is allergies or something going on. So you can do whatever you want, stencil wherever you want. Like I said, I didn't really think too much of this through. I just kind of just stenciled wherever I felt like it. So I'm going to actually go blow my nose. Oops. Give me 1 second. Something's not sitting right with me. Definitely allergies. I did go water the garden last night and I saw a couple of weeds, so I pulled them, and I'm thinking, and I was telling my mum about it, I think they got to me. So take whatever on your brush and on your stencil, on your palette knife, and just run it through, and you can just wipe it down on and across your page here. Okay, you don't have to do this, but I thought it added more texture. Get too much on, don't worry. Don't worry if it looks so blotchy. We're going to get this all sorted by the time we do the white splatters and everything. Okay, so again, just get your stencil brush, your palette knife, and just work your way just down like this. And what you start doing is you start tying in the different colors that you have everywhere. Are you being naughty, Jill? I'm missing all the what's going on, the gossip over there. Okay, so here I think I might do just half of this. I know I did a whole one yesterday. And let's put some numbers here. The great thing about the paste is already starting to dry, so that's the beauty of it. So just carry on. Maybe I'll put time up there. I'm not going to use the other stencil, I'll just stick to this stencil. And again, I'm just doing it in different areas. I'm not really thinking about it. Whatever I've kind of got down, I'm just kind of going with the flow. I think no, I'm not good. I was going to say, I think I'm good with my stenciling, but I'm not. So again, take your palette knife, run it down. This is what creates that extra texture, and also it means you get it off your palette knife. And I'm just going to take a little bit here so that I can run it along the edges. See, I'm totally doing Dali style. I've gone rogue. This is what she does. She just does stuff like this, just everywhere, and it just works for her. Mine might not work. Okay, so let's do a little bit more stenciling. I already got my Christmas projects, Christmas in July projects started, Jill. I've got 2 on the go. I just don't have enough time, what can I say? Let's have a look. What should we do here? I want something kind of going down her back here. Maybe we'll do this. Let's see. I think I'm okay now. I just want to keep. I just love this stone paste. I just want to keep playing. Look, you can't go wrong. You just play around. Okay, I'm going to put the stencil away because I'm getting carried away. I have water already here. And let's just wipe that excess off. Okay, most of this is already dry anyway. And let's give it a blast. Thank you, Lynette. Wow, Jill. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is I'm going to distress around the edges. Yes, and June stuff is coming out. I'm just catching comments. Using Ground Espresso Distress Oxide by Ranger Tim Holtz. And we are just going to come and tie this brown in with her dress. You can also go a little bit darker, and I'm going to do that with black soot, but I wanted to bring in the brown first. Because the brown kind of travels up, or the way that I'm doing it, the black will just be on the edge, where the brown comes in a lot more onto the page. See how fast that stone paste dries? You really don't have to worry about it. It comes in lots of different colours. It's gritty. It is a stone paste. It's great if you got stencils that have walls on them, or you're trying to create that outside kind of look element. Okay, so now that I've done the outside, and I'll show you the difference that it makes. You just have this nice cleaner edge on the side. That's just so pretty already. I think I say that a lot about my stuff, don't I? A bit conceited, I'd say. But when I tell Dali, I'm always like, oh, I don't think it's good enough. So it's so funny. Now we're going to bring in the black and keep that more to the edges so the brown still shows through. This is more on the edges. Layering, even though it might seem like, well, why did I just do ground espresso? Now I'm doing black soot. What was the purpose in that? Is because the black soot is very on the edge. The ground espresso was brought towards into the page. So there is a reason why I'm doing it this way. Okay, so now that we've done that, what we're going to do now, you can see it now. Can you see the edges? Really blended in. You see the brown tones, but you can also see the black on the edge. So, hope that makes sense. Okay, so next step that we're going to do is we're going to do our splatters so that dries while we're doing other stuff. I want to do my splatters at this point because then it will kind of dry. Here's my splatter page from the other day. Let's see, do I have my white paint here? I didn't want to get this dirty because I'm still working on it. Whoopsie daisy, spread that out too much. This is my testing device now. That's how I test it. Test it before I go to my page. We're going to be coming back to this anyway. That's quite thick. Oh wow, we'll just give it a shot. Okie dokie. You do this after the stamping too, if you want to, but I'm going to come in with my brayer after the stamping. Look, I've got more on me than I do on the page. Okay, so let's put that, I'm going to give that a blast and then put it aside, and then let's play with the stamp, shall we? Okay, so let's put this to the side and let's play with some stamping. So this is what it looks like. So Min, where's Dali? Dali, where are you? Dali's probably talking to my mum and making sure mum says if we can talk to her lots and keep her company as helping with the paint. So she's probably chatting with Dali while she's watching, with my mum while she's watching. So Min, on the website, yes, you can buy the entire collection or buy the products individually. So the entire collection is everything you see. Like for instance today, the A3 pad, the rice papers, the two stamps, the 2 stencils, and we've done that with every single collection. Okay, so let's get some white cardstock. Have my white cardstock in a drawer here, and what we're going to do, let me show you. I'm not going to use these ones. I'm just going to show you how I go about stamping them, give you an idea, and plus I want to show you the difference it can make when you use more whiter area than not. So the colors that I picked for me that kind of really match with this were Faded Jeans, Distress Oxide, I have Wild Honey, and I have Rusty Hinge. Now you can use any other colors that you want to. You don't necessarily have to use those colors. And I've got my VersaFine here. I should really use my archival. So let's start with our light bulb. So nothing scientific here. This is just me with my leftover papers. And then just love this light bulb stamp. That's what it looks like. Whoops. I just, yeah, something about this stamp. You'll see when I stamp it, and I'm not going to even be stamping all of it. So if I can't get a couple of light bulbs out of that paper. So I'm going to press that down, and this is how, thank you, Dali. I start with my lightest color first, and I'm just going to tap onto that just like this. Just with my lightest color first, and then I'm gonna come over, stamp it down. Just look at that, isn't that just beautiful? And then I'm going to bring in my next color, and again I kind of picked these colors because they went with what I was doing. Then I've come in with the Rusty Hinge. I haven't covered it completely. And now you have like a two-toned light bulb going on. And then I'm going to bring in my Faded Jeans, and I'm going to concentrate more so kind of around the edges than anywhere else, okay? Maybe a little bit on the writing, I lied. Bring that in, and then you have this beautiful light bulb. So that is one light bulb. Shall we? No, let's take this off. Because this is about as exciting as I get when I'm stamping. Yeah, that's not going to work. You guys laughing at me yet? This one I'm going to keep darker. So I'm just going to come in with a little bit of Rusty Hinge and more so the Denim. I don't worry about contaminating my pads. It's just the way I am. I don't go dark to light, but I do go light to dark. I'm making this one a little bit different in colours, just so that we can have some contrast. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I've got my magnets in the way. Hello, nobody told me. Whoops, now I'm going light to dark because I've got too much blue on there. Dark to light. I was wondering why it wasn't stamped, but I was like, oh no, the stamp's dove. Isn't that nice? And then let's do one more, because isn't 3 like the optimal number? See, about there. Yeah, that's about right. Shall we? Let's see. It would be fun to try a bright, funky colour, but let's just stick to what I'm doing. So I'm going to go in with the really light colour. Wild honey. So nice. And then let's come in with the faded jeans. Move these out the way because they are getting in my way. Can you tell I don't use this stamping platform much? I just love this. I mean, I'm just doing a little corner of that stamp. I just love it. This stamp here is just absolutely lovely. Okay, I'm trying to figure out if I need it for anything else, a stamping block. I don't think I do. I'm going to wipe that down now that I'm done with it. We are going to be using it again. I've obviously got other ink on here, you can see that I didn't remove. Okay, so let's cut out these light bulbs, shall we? So I've got 3 different light bulbs, slightly 3 different colours. So I just wanted to see the contrast on them, but you can see how crisp that image is. So we're just going to go and cut around them. Last time, like I said, in this one, I actually used the light bulbs. One is the top one stamped, but the 2 behind are actually from the book. But I'm not going to do that because I wanted to show you how I like to create my stamping using different distress oxides. I'm sure you guys all know how to do it anyway, but oopsie daisy, the bulb isn't going to be like super round, which is okay, I guess. Now you could also stamp right onto the pad where there's no light bulbs and create your own light bulb depending on the background that you want, right? Sorry, I'm doing this quite fast. That's one light bulb. So hard to want to cut out because I can see the other stamped areas and they're just so pretty. But yeah, these 3 colours I found really worked well with the look that I was going for. Let's give this one a bit of a tail. Oops, forgot to cover my Distress Oxide. Let me put these away actually, I don't need them. And then the last one. Didn't know light bulbs could be so much fun. It is so industrial. When I made the video for the workshop last night, I was doing a fussy cutting. I feel like all I've done is fussy cutting. Okay. I think this is just to kind of give you guys the gist of it. So now what I'm going to do is just come in with my Distress Oxide here, add black soot, and I'm just going to come around the edges to define it, which I think needs to be replenished. Now, if you're going to feel that these are too white or too stark for your page, then we can fix that. So I don't want you to worry about that. But I'm going to see what they look like on my page first. Okay, so I've got 3 light bulbs here. I actually quite like how light they are. I actually quite like that. But if you don't like how white they are, I'm actually liking, I remember saying earlier I wanted to do it so it was a little bit lighter. Just take your felt for your ink, and I'll just show you on the corner here. Just slowly smudge it in like this. And I can do this for one of them because it doesn't really matter. And then you'll see the difference between that now isn't as white and that one is. So if you want to give it a little bit of contrast, that's how you can do it, to just give them a little bit more contrast. Maybe a shadowy thing. But I'm not using my, whatchamacallit, this thing, because I want it to be very gentle. Okay, and then what we're going to do is obviously find our placement of how we want these, and we're going to do some stamping. So I'm going to be using both stamp sets, this one that belongs to Industrial and this one, and we're just going to, because this is nice and dry, we're just going to be stamping on this. And if you guys know me, I do not, I'm going to use Ranger Archival because I'll be coming in with the brayer. I don't use a flat pad, obviously, for these, but I'm going to just come in, and I'm just going to start stamping. I'll show you. You can see now where that black stamping is. Do you see it? Right there, and then right there. Okay, so I want some of the little writing here. I'll show you my favorite part of the other stamp that I really, really like. I'm just taking the different stamps here and giving it some background. That's all I'm doing. You don't want it like a clean edge, you just want to do areas of it like that, okay? You don't want to do the whole stamp per se. But I wanted this postal mark in there, something about her screams postage vintage. Now I'm going to come on to my bulb one. And my favorite part is these little dots right here. I'll actually stamp some on and show you what I mean. I just love them. There's just something, I don't know what it is. Let's do some up here and see if we can't see. I'll show you. Aren't they just really nice? Can you see them right there? There's little parts of the stamp that I really, really like. It's so funny how you can find certain things that just kind of appeal to you. From such a lovely, gorgeous big stamp set. Look what I've done. Very bad child. There's a clock in here too. So let's put the clock down here. I'm so used to pressing with my left hand, but because it hurts, I can't do it. And you see the clock right there. Let's see, what else can we do? Let's just go for it, because otherwise I'll have you guys here all day. So just different areas that you can just stamp right into. As you guys know, for me, stamping block when you're doing stuff like this for me it's not the way to go, because what it does, it restricts me from having that random stamp, because the whole thing gets stamped, and I like the randomness when I do this. Ooh, there's another clock. See how it's coming together already? Like you have all these different elements going on. I'll get carried away with my stamping, so I better stop. I really like stamping. And then let's do some down her dress. See, that's what I don't like, when it's not very random, so I'm gonna have to bring her in there. And I really love these little dots, so we're gonna do some down here, just like that. Now what I'm just gonna do, I'm just gonna press this down and clean off my stamp for any excess ink. Then there we go. Okay, so now you've got some stamping done. Obviously you can keep going on and stamp as much as you want. Don't do this. Let's put those two stamps away because we're just about done. And then all I did was, I had some leftover pieces from the project that I'm doing. So I sliced them up, and then, I don't have to do this right now, but I took the sentiments from our travel journey explore. And all I basically did was I just stamped them and then cut them out and put them down like that. But we don't really have to do that today, or maybe we will, I don't know. So let's carry on with this. So for this, I just wanted to cut out some little bits and bobs. So it's all about waste not, want not. Just gonna see what kind of works for me here. Let's see, do kind of like it like this. We do have time up there, so I want to keep that. And even if you did this and you wrote in it or did stuff, that would be fine. So I kind of like the darker one opposed to the lighter side, although you could lighten this up by using it. So then all I really did was I just took my spare pieces and I just did a couple of different sizes. It's just about using stuffed pieces that you have left over. There's always something you can do with them, but it just added to it. Now if I wanted to make that a little bit white, I could, just to give it a different look, but for some reason I like the dark. So that's all I actually did, and then I stuck down the travel art stuff. And what else did I do? I distressed the edges of that with my stays on here. It's sometimes just about using leftovers and using your stamps to create focal points in your work. Now these aren't cut straight because one I can't cut straight into. I intentionally didn't cut any of my work straight when I did the other one either. So that's just about how to use your leftovers. Now, so next step, once we've done stamped the words and everything, we are going to come in and we're going to do a little bit of brayering with the brayer. Where's my brayer? It's right here. So I've still got this here, Let's see if I can't keep this all in shot. I'm just going to put on very little, just very, very little. This is already quite watery, so be very, very careful. And I'm just going to come in and just brayer the edges also gently and come over the page. Just like this, just to touch it up a little bit further, okay? Don't want too much, but you will see the difference where you start seeing where it's been brayered in white. So just do that, but like I said, do it with a lot of caution because you can get quite a bit of your brayer. So you want to be, see right there, maybe a little bit too much, but because we've got the Decoupage matte medium on it, we're kind of safe because we can slightly wipe it off. I've really enjoyed working with the brayer. I never used to work with the brayer. What have I done? Okay, well that's what I've done. I never used to work with the brayer, but I have really enjoyed working with it now. Now the beauty when you work in a reading book like this, or paper that isn't super thick to begin with, it slightly warps. And what that enables is for you to have these natural kind of areas that will actually stick up because they're kind of warped, if that makes sense. So once you get it to the lightness that you want it and how you like it, take your, let me put this away, take your white brush that you had and then just do this, just come in and lighten those sides just a tad bit more, just to give it some definition around the edges and to make it all stand out. And that black Distress ink will still be there to show. I mean, I can tell that it's still there. So you just want to go around it because all you're doing is basically just defining it. And if you're brave enough, you can just come in and give it a couple of more little strokes with the white where you want it to be. Okay. Oh, some there. And then you can just come and finish it off. I'm going to just use my 3D varnish so that this glues down quick. And I'm just going to use some twine. I wanted white twine because I want it to stand out. But this just shows you what you can do with one rice paper. And in all honesty, all we used was stone paste. It wasn't like we used a lot of product per se to create this. I should probably, it's kind of dry. Then just however you want to do your placements. And then you have your little light bulbs. We've got time there, so we'll keep that kind of showing. That can go about there. I'll do this one about, not sure I'm feeling that. I know what it is. This one needs to be pushed up a little bit higher. You guys get the gist, something like that. So then all I'm going to do is just do a line of glue, oopsie daisy, not over the bulb, rather under the bulb. And maybe not such a thick one either. I'm just going to wipe some of that off. So we have that. And let's see, that's about right. I am actually doing this quite fast. Let's put this bulb down. Okay. And then I think what we'll do is maybe do this one first, the one on this side. About here seems right. And then what colour were we going to go with? The lighter colour. I think that's what we will do. Put the glue on this. And then we'll do this about here. Of course, make sure you're holding. I folded my book actually after I was done, and then that way I was able to make sure everything got glued properly. I just love the light bulbs, just love, love, love them. And the way that they actually end up being. Now these take a while to stick down, so because we're on a bumpy area here. Okay, and then, like I said, I won't do the travel journal thing. I think you guys know what I did there. Come along and have a decent pair of scissors that you can cut with. I'm just going to use my black thing there to do it. And there you have it. I hope you liked. Yes, I have to tell you, Archangel, seeing all your journal pages, I just couldn't help myself. To be honest, like I said, I haven't done an art journal page for I don't know how long. And since Dali was here last year, so it was really nice to watch you and be inspired. So that was really, really nice. And I thought, well, I'm going to do a journal page too. So I'm telling you, there is so much texture. And honestly, really, we didn't really use much to create texture, but those stencils are just lovely. So I hope this was inspirational. I know it was a little bit, no, I'm on the hour. I did well, I'm on the hour. This is not straight. But there you have it. So here I used bulbs from the book. And here I used my, well, other than this bulb, I did with the stamp. But here I did all my bulbs with the stamp. And I like the lighter look. But there you have it. Yeah, pretty similar, I'd say. I think it's pretty similar. I just don't have the sentiments. But you can see with the brayer, all the little effects at the lighter areas that it's created in that rice paper. And of course that stone paste is so gritty and so nice. So I hope, thank you so much, Archangel. I hope, oh, thanks, Archangel. I'm being serious. After seeing all yours, I was just so inspired to go ahead and do a journal page. I hope this has inspired you to know that sometimes it can be really simple. You can take one rice paper and all of a sudden that rice paper is nothing like, well, I mean, I can show you the rice paper. It's very, I mean, you can definitely see the beautiful lady in there. But it's totally transformed. Totally transformed. I hope you like the new collection. Thank you to everybody for our other A3 collection and all our other collections. They're doing super well, and thanks to Dali, who's an amazing designer. And she'll just keep designing and designing. That's all she wants to do, and I'm just saying go for it because you're doing really well. You're very welcome, Eileen. Thanks, Lynette. Thanks, Judy. Yes, the full collections are on there already. So if you have any questions, let us know. Dali's on Crafting Together with All Brands tomorrow, and then her regular Facebook Live on Thursday. And again, we have our workshop on Sunday. Those who have signed up have invites. Please do your prep work. Okay, everybody, have a great day. All the products are on both websites, on Dali's and mine. Have fun and have a great, great day. You're welcome.